Okay, my crafts are even taking over the pool table room. There's wood that I bought, and we need to cut it down so it can go on my laser. But he hasn't got around to it yet, so it's sitting over there. And in there is where I normally take pictures, and you can see it is dark. Oh, I've already taken down my Valentine decor. I was getting tired of all the mess, so it came off. And then you come around here, I moved that little dry sink there. I normally keep the flowers on. I try to keep it a little decorated, but I've been taking pictures. I have to have a place to be able to put some light out to take pictures, because I put a few things up on Etsy. My store's not quite open yet. I have to verify my bank account and stuff. Well, I'm going to say I may not get to open up an Etsy shop. It says they're not letting me do it because of fraud. Because after I uploaded my license and my picture, they couldn't verify my identity. So there may or may not be an Etsy shop. I did submit something, and I have to wait 1 to 3 business days to see back. So I don't know where it's going to go from here. If they don't, then it was meant to be. Now, back to the video. Things around, and it got me a place. I have my light. I don't know, they just turned out much, much better. And then, of course, I have 2 heat presses and a sewing machine that I need a sewing machine cabinet. I have one. It's in town. I haven't got it yet. So I'm dealing with a TV tray to cut on. And then I don't know what I'm going to do when it comes time I start my plants. This is where I only have one up in here, but this is where I have the tents. The tent's not on it now. Right now it's down there. But there's usually 3 of those. So, yeah, I've even taken over the pool table room. But it doesn't bother him. It's fine. Lauren's okay with it. We can get to the pool table and play pool. So we're all right. I got to quit getting into too many things. That's what I do. I have, oh yeah, back over here also in the corner, I stuff my, of course there's stuff I usually have on that. You can see I've been taking a picture. And then I have a piece of corrugated tin to put up when I need a backdrop. And there is my press for my tumblers. So, yeah, I've got to quit getting into too many things. My room is full. I have 3 printers in my room. I have a large format printer. I have a regular printer. And I have a sublimation printer. And I have 2 cameos. I did have 3, but I gave the 4 to my sister because I didn't care for it as much. I liked my 3, and then I got the 5 because it has, you know, a greater force on it. It cuts thicker stuff a lot easier. But my 3 does spot on print and cuts. My 4, it'll do it 1 or 2 times, then I have to shut it down and align it. And I just like my 3 for print and cuts. So I need both of those in there. And I have a little bitty craft room. It's so full that I trip over stuff. But now, taking over the pool table room. Well, I showed you what the pool table room looks like, and now I'm going to show you why. This is the size of my craft room. There's my 2 cameos. There's a printer there. There's a printer under my desk. There's a printer right there. And there's a chicken out there scratching around. A couple of chickens. And then, of course, the laser. I forgot to mention that. So every table is stuffed. Everything. I have such a mess. And I try to organize, and it just doesn't seem to help. I bought paint last week. I was out of green and brown. And I've lost it. I can't find it because my paint, I keep my paint. Oh, this is a mess. I keep 2 of these. They're both full of paint. And I remember unpacking it and thinking, there's no more room in there to put it. I just don't remember where I stuffed it. So I hope I run across it, or I'm going to have to buy some more because I am totally out of brown. I mean, it's bad. I'm squeezing stuff out of bottles. Anyways, there's both my cameos. You can see it's just piled. I am piled to the roof. Literally to the ceiling. Boy, that window needs washed again. Okay, guys, I thought I'd go ahead and just show you just exactly why things are spilling out into the other rooms. Okay, I'm starting out with a file that I made. And it's Pinterest inspired. I saw it on Pinterest and I thought, I can make that. I can make all of that. So, went to my Silhouette software. The only thing I wished I had done, maybe, was make this handle just a little bit longer, but it's good. We'll see what it looks like. But I'm giving this a good coat of folk art antiquing wax to start with. I'm going to finish this up and be back and show you what else I'm going to do. It's all going to be base coat in here for a bit. Okay, I'm going to do this the same way I did the last, what was that I done that on? It was a board that I put different colors on and then went over it with the paint, or then I waxed it and then I went over with the paint. That's what I'm going to do. And I'm thinking I want to put some rust, you know, on my, on different things. So I'm going to use some different colors this time. Oh boy, and you just never know where to go with them. You just start putting it on. And I'm going to use about 3 or 4 different colors, so we'll set that aside. I'm going to use some of this Golden Sunset. This was cinnamon stick. And I don't know what I'm doing, as usual. I'm just going to slap this on there and give it a shot. Maybe some there. Corner. I kind of get something in the middle there. That's good. Now I got to dirty another brush. It's gonna be, that's probably good. And I think I'm gonna let that dry and just go over the middle parts more, because that's that color, those colors are kind of, especially this golden, whatever that was, Golden Sunset, is kind of, when it dries, it's going to go away or not show up as well. So I'm going to stop and hit this with the heat gun so I can go over it a little bit more. Okay, it's good and dry now, or I think dry enough. Might be a few wet spots, but I'm going to use the wax like I did last time. Go around the edges. Some of the brown to show too. And I'm just, I don't know. You don't ever know what's too much and what's too little. Trying to see where it's at. I don't want it covered, but I do want to get some color. Got some green right in there. trying to see where I went. I didn't get any on these. Okay. I think that is quite enough. Okay, now I'm going to go over it with Waverly. I dumped that out of the bottle, my old bottle, and threw that away so I wouldn't have to have that in my paints. So now I'm just going to go over this with the Waverly plaster. I'm trying not to go over the sides, but if I do, I do. And I'll probably give this 2 coats, so I'll have to let this dry. Give it 2 coats, and then we'll take my putty knife and scratch some of it off. Okay, it's good and dry, so I'm going to take my putty knife. This was my daddy's putty knife. He was a painter, and he wore the white bibbed overalls and the white hat, painter's cap, and Mom always starched his cap over a coffee can, and his overalls that was full of paint. They were washed, and every time she washed them, she starched them and ironed them. I never got that, but Daddy was spoilt. He had to have them that way. He liked a good starch on his overalls and his cap. Anyways, he always carried, there's a little loop on the overalls, and he always had his putty knife, and I got it. And I think about him every time I use it. Okay, I'm going to start scraping. Maybe I shouldn't have given that 2 coats. It is not coming off like it did the other day. Bet that's noisy on y'all's ears, isn't it? And I also dried it with my glue gun, or my heat gun. So probably shouldn't have done that. Oh well, we're going to make it work. So that is looking fine. Really. Just looks old. It's not getting a lot of color. I think I scraped it too hard. There's a little green right in there. There's some yellow right in there. Not scrape too hard. See if I can get some more of that yellow. There. Got some of the green there. Okay. I'm going to let that be because that is fine. I'll know to go heavier with my wax next time. Now, I'm going to take and I'm going to paint this one here. The plate. This is going to be a door plate. I don't guess I ever said. It's going to be a door plate. And I made the key and then that, and then the knobs, just 2 pieces cut out. And I put a center there, so they're going to be 3 pieces of the small glued together. And I put that there so it could be centered easily. And we'll do that up, and that'll be the doorknob. And then I did up a little tag for it. And I'm going to put some rust and stuff on it. So I'm going to start working on that. I'm going to, got a hair going there. Start by giving this base plate a coat of, it's called Antique White. I always put out so much more than I need. But see, it is got a little touch of cream to it over the Waverly. Okay, I've painted that. I'm going to let it dry and give it another coat. And I'm going to take a little bit of the, I'm going to take some of the cinnamon stick, and pounce around on this. And now some burnt umber. Mainly in the spaces. I don't even know if this will do anything, but I really didn't want to give it a solid coat of cinnamon. That's good. Now I'm going to let those dry. Oh, I need to do my key. My key. Went and washed my brush. Or got it wet. I'm going to do the same with it. Okay, let that dry. Okay, I forgot this. All I have to do is the top of this one, because this is going to be glued down on that. And I suppose probably ought to go over the bottom a little bit of this one. I doubt that it'll show, but just in case. And you know what I think I done on that? I don't hit it with the heat gun like I did. The other day, I hit it with the heat gun, but I just barely went over it. This time, I really wanted to get on with the next coat, and then I wanted to get on with the video, and I really gave it a pretty good coat, or pretty good douse of the heat. And I've noticed I did work on it a little more, but it has shiny spots. I think I melted the wax into the paint. I'll know not to do that again. But I think it's going to be just fine when I get done. I'm going to let these dry, and I'll be back. Okay, now I'm just going to put some Mod Podge and cinnamon on. Okay, well, this is actually my Mod Podge with some coffee in it. I just grabbed it. I do that a lot. I use it a lot. I give this a good coat. And then I'm going to throw my cinnamon on there. Pounce it off. And I'm just going to go over a little bit with my brush that's wet. So it's, in some places it turns a little bit different color. Okay, I'm going to set that aside. And I don't have much cinnamon. I have more, but I'm not getting up to get it. So I'm just going to stick that right back in there when I can. Do the same with the knob. This is the top of the knob. Pounce it off. Okay, that looks good. Now, the key. I still got cinnamon on that. I may not even need to put cinnamon on there. In fact, I may just leave that like that, coated. Okay. Okay, that looks all right. And now for this one. Okay, I don't want to pounce down in that cinnamon, so I am going to that up. Put this back in here. And then pounce over this some. Okay, now for this. I don't want it just looking like that. Gotta figure out what I'm gonna do. Ugh, I still got cinnamon on this. I wonder. Like around the keyhole. I don't want to really leave brush marks, but I gotta see. I don't know. Got to look old. Let's see. Yeah, I think that's gonna work. It doesn't look new. And then my knob. Where's my little build-up pieces? I'm kind of trying to see what this is gonna look like. I need more rust on this one. I have too much of the red coming through it. No, it looks good. Looks really rust. I don't want to run it. Okay, I'm just going to take this. This is almost dry. I think that's really looking all rusty and old. This is not wet, so just a little bit of it's coming off. Okay, I think I need to let all this dry. And to me, this is too white also. It's shiny. That's what I did. I melted the wax right into the paint. I'm going to get me some wax, some brown Jolie wax, and go over this. Because I don't think it's even going to stick that bad. I won't even have to, I don't think I even need to put a clear coat of wax on it. I'm going to get my wax. Okay, I have my wax out. I'm going to go over this just lightly. Told you I didn't think it would stick. I coated my brush pretty good too. Okay, I think that looks better. Just not real white. But there's still a difference between that and the cream color. Well, it looks pretty ugly right now, doesn't it? I hope it starts looking better. Okay, I'm going to start putting this together now. And I'm just using some, I should have had my heat gun on, or my glue gun, but I don't. So I'm just going to have to let this dry and be very careful while I'm putting on these pieces. Make sure I have what I think is center. Now, I'm going to put, make sure my, yeah, it's going to come out. I'm going to put this on with art glitter glue. Oh, what am I doing? That's supposed to not, oh. Now I got glue in there. that all centered on there well. Now this one. Now, I have to center this one. I have to pick that up and look. But I'm going to set this aside and let it dry. And I think I'm going to put a bow up here. And I've made a tag. And we'll see how it turns out. And I forgot. I've got to glue all these together too. But I don't need to do that on here because it's just going to be putting glue on them. Okay. I almost done that without showing you. I decided this needs more rust. So I'm putting some more rust on it. And I didn't put my paper down. Okay, it needs more. Needs more. Okay, that's better. That's better. Okay, I've decided to go ahead and glue these on there and let it be dry. And also, you can see the circle that I burnt in. So you'll have a place to know where it goes. This is still wet, so I'm gluing it all together and going to set it aside and quit messing with it. Okay, I have it all glued together. And I got my Bowdabra out and made a bow. And I think I want that about right there. About like that. So I'm going to glue it down there. And hope that's where I want it. And then I made up some tags. And I think I want that one. And I went around the edges. I kind of crinkled my paper. And then I went around the edges with this walnut stain. Just around the edges. And thinking I want that to lay about right in there. So I'm going to put a dab of glue there. And let that glue down. And then I took some jute, and I'm thinking I want to lay that right there. I'm not sure. Without it, I think it needs something. I'm going to go with it. And it's finished. Turned out better than I thought it would, the way I done this wood here. I'll know better next time not to hit this with a heat gun. Because you can definitely see the shine where the wax melted into the paint, I believe. I think that's because the last time I hit it just a little bit, but not very much, and it worked really well. So you can learn from my mistakes. Okay, guys, I think that's all I'm going to do in this one. I've been trying to get Etsy started, and I'm making files and taking pictures, and I'm staying busy. So I think that's going to be the last one I do in this video. So until the next one, we'll catch you later.